Pleasant good evening, beautiful world. I am Jahson Babb, and I'm here once again promoting my indie publishing company, which is focused on the writing of poetry, literature, focusing on the arts, focusing on mental health support, focusing on all things Caribbean. Today, the main emphasis would be on speaking about how to communicate with people who experience moderate to severe dementia. Dementia, commonly known in Caribbean, is called Alzheimer's, and that seems to be the umbrella term. However, Alzheimer's is a form of dementia, and there are other forms of dementia that I wouldn't go into too much detail in today's vlog. What I would like to talk about is just 5 tips on how to speak to people with dementia. This literature came from my professional experience working with community mental health teams in the UK, working with people with mental health concerns in certainly older people with the illness of dementia in Trinidad and from other islands around the Caribbean. 1. Set the scene. So it will be useful to choose a place and time to have the discussion. An environment that doesn't have many distractions. People with dementias do not have the concentration and memory that they once had, and the place with least distractions are most helpful to them, for them to understand what you're saying and for the communication to be clear. Number 2, communicate clearly. So what that means is also about how you communicate, so refrain from speaking to them in a condescending manner. Easier said than done when frustrated with dealing with someone who does have dementia, and it's so much harder to communicate to them than it once was. The person that you know is no longer the person that you knew, and you're once a man is twice a child. But it is useful to try and communicate clearly. And with that, speaking in the context of tone, try not to speak in a condescending manner, like, they're a child, but try to speak clearly, naturally, in a warm and calm voice. So clearly, naturally, in a warm and calm voice. Step 3. Talk about one topic at a time. People with moderate to severe dementia may not be able to follow complex issues. Some are high functioning, some are not so much high functioning. But one topic at a time, keeping it simple, sticking to the point, clearly exploring that one point before moving on to the next point really assists somebody with a dementia to be able to follow a trend of thinking. They would feel successful if they're able to understand, and you'll end up with a smile at the end of the conversation. Those are major successes when dealing with or struggling with the illness or the condition of dementia. Step 4. Listen actively. Don't be afraid to politely let someone know that you haven't understood what they said. It may need some tact, but thank you, I've heard this bit, but I didn't hear this bit. Can you please elaborate in this area? Speak to them as if you're speaking to someone that does not have a condition of dementia. It still makes them feel worthwhile, it makes them feel normalized, it makes them feel like they're still valued and they haven't totally wasted their life. Finally, step 5, don't nitpick. In the sense that in educating oneself about the illness, it will be useful for you to know that there is a lot of confusion for people who have dementia. They forget stuff, they muddle stuff up, and they try to communicate what they remember from their memory. When we nitpick and say, well, it didn't happen this way and it didn't happen that way, it serves to make them feel undermined, it serves to make them feel very belittled, and that would cause a lot of arguments. They would hide behind their arguments, and then that affects the mood and it affects the behavior, making our job as carers much more difficult. So not nitpicking, gently guiding them back to the points, recognizing the confusion that they may be experiencing, may be more helpful to actively communicate with someone with moderate to severe dementia. So this is Jahson Babb. I hope this has been helpful to you. Next time we speak, we can we would like to speak about when you've noticed there's memory loss and mild cognitive impairment. So, bye for now, and God bless.